Hey folks, welcome back to Dan's Auto Diagnostics and Repair. Behind me I have a 2014 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive 5.0 and it's here for rotors and brake pads. I've done the rotors and brake pads on this thing a few years back, and the brake pads have something particular on them. There's two little ears on the inner pad where the piston goes, and when you look at service data, it shows to make sure that those pads with the ears on them are on the piston side. The customer brought me pads that have no ears on them at all, and I checked with Ford dealer. They said, yeah, the ears have the pads have the ears on them on the inner pad. I checked with O'Reilly's. They said the same thing. They're pulling it up on their computers. I go down to the dealership. They pull out the same brake pads that he has and says, that's the part number we're pulling up, and it works. Yeah, I figured they might have put the wrong pads in the wrong box or a different box or something. And no, that's not the case. They keep on pulling up the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and try to install them and see what happens. Let's get after it. Before I take this tire off, I wanted to stress to you folks, anybody having any locking lugs and need a locking key, always have that with the vehicle when you take it to your service center. Your mechanic's going to need it. If you don't have it, it's very inconvenient. This customer, always OE parts, brings his own stuff, and brings the locking lugs. So, I like that. Keep that in mind, folks. Alright, we got the tire off now, inspecting the brakes. As you can see, they are ready. Yeah, they're down. Get in there. It almost looks like the metal's almost touching. Yeah, let's get that off there. Alright, for the caliper, 14 millimeter. Got a bolt up here, one down there. Oh yeah, pieces falling out of that. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a brake pad that's ready if I ever seen one. Alright, well, that is definitely ready. And on here, we don't see the ears on the inner pad here. Didn't see the ears like we thought we were going to see. Maybe these have been changed again since I changed them. But I definitely remember last time I did it with the ears on there. Wonder what's going on there. At least it's a good indication that the other ones will fit. I do not have my dual piston compressor, so I just got the C-clamp, and then I got this single deal here, and then I put the old pad in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and tighten them down equally. So just turn them down equally, equal pressure. Just go back and forth. Yeah, one seeming a little rough. Oh, that don't feel real good. It's lightening up a little bit. That side was a little more out. Interesting. Yeah, this piston here, a little tougher than the other one. This one goes nice and easy. I can turn that effortlessly. This one, a little tougher. I don't really like that. I don't like it at all. Still got a ways to go. I don't see any reason for it to not be going good. Huh. I don't know. Just gonna keep on keeping on. So what I did was I took off the brake pad. I put the clamp on this here, and then I actuated the brake inside just to get this moving in and out a little bit. So I was holding this piston in place while I pressed on the brake, and now I'm going back in, and it almost seems a little easier, but it's still too hard for my taste. Not absolutely horrible, but it's working a lot better. Almost done. Well, there's bottoming out, so let's get them get the clamps off here. The boots look like they're in good condition here. None of them got pinched or anything. Yeah, see, not bad. Looks decent. We'll put a little grease on them, as always, and a little on the back here, and just do what we do. The brake caliper brackets are big old honkin' 21mm. Oh yeah, the nice angle impact. That's great. Oh, come on. That's not great. Had to take that one to the vise, get it out. Beautiful. Gotta love the right tools. There she is. I'm going to clean her up, grease her up, and match the pads up. There's the nice new rotor. We're going to get that out of the package and match it up. You have to turn the air pressure up on that. Alright, we got her cranked up to 135. Let's see. Wow. That's giving me a hard time, isn't it? Now, boy, what the heck? Crazy. Oh, wow. Jeez. That don't look good. Oh yeah. She's ready. Wow. All right, let's try this one. Fits perfect. Let's get some brake clean on her, clean her up. Do our cleanup around here as usual. Fluid film, the works. Little test run on the brake pads, just to see prior to all the cleaning in that. They're all exactly the same part number, same little insignia arrow. If it would as an arrow, it'd face that way. Little rivets. So they're all the same. There is no inner or outer. And that's always what you want to make sure of. You want to look for any small details. In all data, this is much different. I don't know why it looks like this, but it does. As you can see here on all data, 2014 Ford truck, F-150, four-wheel drive, 5.0. It even shows you a diagram where it has these little tabs on the outside there of that brake pad. And it's even telling you, hey, look, the eyeball means look, pay attention. But we don't have any of that. Remember on bearing hubs that look like this, or wheel hubs, there's a groove here on the outside and a groove on the inside. So cleaning up here in the center in between these two parts is not detrimental as out and inside. And then you clean all the way around here and that, and then fluid film. We're about to clean these up and grease the pins. Remember what I said about these. Pull them out one at a time. Make sure that there's no difference, because sometimes it matters. I see a little rust buildup in there, where that clip goes for the brake pad. So I like to take a nice flat file and make that nice and flat and square. I like that corner to be nice and square, because if that corner ain't square and it's got rust in it, that's going to create some binding on the brake. So always make sure those are nice and flat and square. Make sure that where the shoulder of the bolt goes on the caliper bracket, that's nice and flat. I like to take a file and flatten that out. If it's got rust like that, you see that rust build up right there, it's actually raised. I'm not really worried about right there. I'm right here. I'm worried about that where the shoulder of the bolt goes. So make sure that's all flat. Once you're happy and satisfied, they're nice, square, and flat, go ahead and give her one more little polish. Yeah, it makes it nice. I was talking about cleaning this surface because that's where the shoulder of the boat rests. This is the threaded side, so the on the steering knuckle is the side that the bolt goes through and the shoulder rests on. But this is still a mating surface, so you want to clean them both. Clean that surface there and the one on the steering knuckle. Now you can see how nice and clean those are. Now put a little film of grease in there, put in our brackets, and then we're ready to slap it on the vehicle. Nice shiny pin. Put a little lube on there. Don't go crazy. Just put it on. Nice little build up like that. Oh, you guys couldn't even see any of that, huh? Just a little bit there. There you go, all greased up and ready to go. Make sure that groove around where the boot sets in is nice and clear. If you have like a little bottle brush or something, you can fit in there and go back and forth and clean that out and grease it up as well. That, you know, not too much grease. I mean, just the grease on the end of that's fine, but just clean that out and then make sure that boot is on there nice. Everything turns, slides in and out good, and you're good. Now we're at the part where you put the brackets onto the caliper bracket. Make sure on this one it's all the same. They can go in any location, but on some it does matter. Left, right, up, down. Just make sure that you put them in the right location. Alright, we got grease on all of those clips, and then now we're ready to put in the actual brake pad. So I'm just going to grease, sorry you couldn't even see that, sorry. Just grease the ears there, both sides. Alright, I want to slide down the pads here. If it doesn't go in easy, then you've got some kind of problem. That should go in just like that and be able to move, and then you're good. If it doesn't go in like that, something's wrong and you need to look at it again. You don't want anything binding. We're ready to put the caliper on. As you can see, I greased the outside of the caliper pistons, and on the other side here I just greased in here. So behind here and here, basically where the pad touches, grease all that. Alright, put your securing bolts on. And don't forget to torque them to spec. Last part of the operation, you want to clean the inside of that wheel. You want all this contact surface nice and clean. Because if you don't, you may find a wheel wobble, something like that, and think something's wrong. No, you just got a bunch of buildup here and it's throwing your balance off, throwing the tire off, and you don't want that. So we're going to clean all that up, fluid film it, throw it back on the vehicle, and torque it to spec. There she is, all nice and shiny. Little fluid film, good to go. Caliper bracket bolts. Holy, they call it anchor plate. That is tight. Man, I pressed the buttons again. I do that all the time. Ugh. Boy, that's tight. Gotta get in a better position for this top one. Ugh, wow. And there it is. Actually got it to 190 on that one. And the guide pin bolts are 27 foot-pounds. We got the wheel on, and it's 150 foot-pounds. If you look down there in the description, you gotta tighten these up, torque them to spec in a star pattern. And if you notice the notes down there, you gotta tighten them within 100 miles. You gotta tighten these back up again because they can loosen up, and then, you know, wheel falls off, and that's a problem. So pay attention to that. All right, now for the other side. This side's actually got pad left. That's good. Yeah. I got this side exposed so you can see where that caliper rests in there. Where I said the other one was sitting on the shoulder, it sits on that here, and you can see I already cleaned that up. Clean that one up, front and back. That's how you want them. Look at the guide pin for the right side, bone dry. Wow. Top one's not bad. That's greased up. Huh? That side was better too. Interesting. Cleaned up the pin, greased it all up, cleaned off this boot shoulder. Look at that. Something's packed in there. It won't go all the way in. I have to go get my blow tip. Still not. Wow. Wow. Look at all that. I'm getting out of there. Oh wow. Wow, look at that. All that crud that was in there. Holy smoke. Woo. Getting better now. There we go. That's what we want to see. There we go. There, that's gonna do it. Alright, that side's all set. Torqued to spec, lubed up, cleaned up, ready to throw on the wheel. That's the other wheel, cleaned up, fluid filmed, and ready to go. Last one on this side. Alright, I'll torque to spec. Now, just like the customers need to bring the adapter, the mechanic needs to put it back. Don't forget that, I did that once. Matter of fact, I got a video on a, I think it's a 2020 Escort, I think I did that on. Something like that. Or, no, Escape, I'm sorry. Something like that. I don't know. Watch all my videos, you'll find them. And like and subscribe while you're at it. There you go. Now, we make sure the fluid's topped off. Fluid's good. Right up there on the mark to full. Tighten the cap. Close the hood and go for a test ride. If you're doing your own brakes, maybe for the first time, I don't know, but you get in after getting your new brake pads on and the pedal goes right to the floor, don't worry about that. That's not a problem. And matter of fact, you want to pump those brakes up before you go anywhere and make sure that those calipers are compressed and that the brake pads are now touching the rotor and you're ready to go. We're going to do that now. All the way down. Just pump them a few times. Get them ready. And then go on your test drive. Go forward a little bit. Hit your brakes. And just to give them a few tests before you hit the open road. Might make some funny noises or something like that, but we're going to burnish the brakes and then they're going to set in. Alright, to burnish the brakes, you want to do a series of fast stops, medium stops. You know, get up to some high speed, say 50, like we're going now. Make sure there's nobody behind you. We're out in the country, open road, so I'm going to do a little bit of a hard stop. I'm not trying to skid, just a little bit of a hard stop. And then I'm going to do that a couple times and then do a medium stop, you know, medium speed to slow stop. Back up to about 45, just gonna, not a real hard stop. You don't want to skid. If you're skidding, that's too much. Get back up to speed here. Still nobody behind us. We're completely safe. I'm just gonna do a medium stop here now. All the way to a stop. And I'm going to do that a couple times, and then I'm going to go at a slower stop, and that's burnishing the brakes. Alright, we're back at the shop now. Everything went good. The brakes feel good. I don't know what the deal is about the those ears on the brake pads, but everything seems fine. Hopefully the customer says it's fine too. After you burnish the brakes, you're probably going to smell the brakes. You might even see some smoking. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get out right now and take a look at them. Yeah, there's a little smoke. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can pick up on that, but you know, that's just the oils and the grease burning off, and that, you know, we lubed it up. Totally normal. That'll go away in time, and everything will be good. So don't be concerned about that. Alright, that's going to be it for this one. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all that jazz. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Looks like she got 292,869.4 miles on her. Wow, still trucking.